Hello. I have a lot to talk about today, and the Lord has put so much on my mind that I really can't just say one thing. I'm going to have several different things, and I was really meditating. The Lord said, "Won't you just start from the beginning? Because every to resolve any problem, there has to be a reference, a beginning where it started from." So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from Genesis chapter 1, and it says. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." So God spoke everything into existence. I don't have to say anything further, but I am going to go to um, verse 27. And in verse 27, it says, God created mankind in his own image. In the in the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. I'm going to stop right there because I wanted to remind you that God created us in his image. The Hebrew word for that is amigo day, the image of God, day, meaning God. So I'm saying that to say that God spoke us into existence. We are in the image of God. So if we're in the image of God, before the fall of man, we were immortal. Okay. We were immortal. We were going to live forever. And we have very strong spiritual gifts. And we still have them, but we don't know nothing about the spiritual world. So one of the gifts we have is speaking things into existence. Now, when I see young men and women walking around reciting rap songs, I'm seeing that they're actually speaking curses over their life. This is real stuff. See, we have a lot of power, but we don't know the spiritual world, so we don't know the spells and the curses that we are casting. See, we can either cast blessings or curses. And see, and what people don't understand is they become ignorant to what's right in front of them. Because if we look at what's in front of us, we can look at why America was great. America was great and it still is great because it had 400 years of free labor. And that's how they did it. When somebody has a proven success at doing something, they're going to continue to do that. So what they have done was they've created all type of things to keep us down. And they are going to continue to promote rap music so that we can keep speaking jail and drugs and crime over our life because they need us to work in the prisons because the prisons produce free labor. Remember, free labor is what made this country great. Free labor is what's continued to make this country great. And free labor was the right thing to do to make it great. So they're going to continue that same process. It's a proven track record. America is about records. Go to school, go to college, come to work early, leave late, become a manager. It's a system. And they seem to think or know that there's some lacking in the African Americans that they fall right into this trap. Knowing their past, knowing their parents, their grandparents, and their great grandparents, where they came from, you continue to give them free labor by the things that you do. They're promoting that rap music. See, I want to share a dream that the Lord gave me. This dream was that I was in Africa, and it was an African guy. He had no clothes on, but something over his private parts, and he was just eating bananas and with strawberry syrup, and it looked so good. I love bananas. I love sweet things, and I wanted some so bad, and he was just eating it, eating. And he was telling me, "Yeah, eat some, eat some." So I finally took some of it, and ate it, and it was gross. It was the worst thing I ever tasted, and it was supposed to be like goat milk or something. Now it took me. I had this dream a few years ago, and I interpreted it wrong. It just came to me now when he was trying to show me. So then, when I asked the guy why is he eating this stuff, he said, "I have to. I have to eat this. I have to eat this. Eat it. You should eat it." So Now I understand what the dream was saying. See, sin looks so good, and they dress it up and make it look so good, but it's really bad. Because see, the people that are caught in sin is dealing with their own spiritual warfare within inside of them. They crying, they hurt, they not happy. But what they do is they dress it up, they put the tattoos on them, they make it look so glamorous, and they sell it to you. And here you are following them, this fake dream, and now you in it and you can't stop eating that. That's the fruit that you're eating, and you can't stop eating it once you get hooked in. It's so hard to stop. We all can be delivered, yes, but that's the whole trap. So it looks really good. And see, I'm saying that because this is what they're doing to us. Now, one of the shows that people watch is this Hip Hop in Atlanta show. If you look at this show, you can see that these women don't have it going on. They really don't. They had to either sell their bodies to get where they're at, then they get a man that treats them like crap and have a new girlfriend every episode. They're passing themselves around. They are not happy, but they done got tattoos. They done got their makeup, their hair done. They done got body parts to lie to you, to make you think that this is it. And see, when you do not have God in your life, it is it. That BMW, that car, that's it. If you can get that, that's it. Because it looks good. And then when you get it, you sick. You done spoke curses over yourself and you have ruined yourself. See, but the rappers won't tell you that. They'll tell you slavery is a choice, but they don't understand that they're the ones that's put you into this slavery with the words that they're saying and the words that you're speaking. Because when you start listening to chanting, and I've said this before, and you start moving your body to the beat of that music, you lose your natural rhythm. And now spirits, you've called on spirits. Yoga does the same thing. Yoga is a Hindu religion that calls down spirits. There's no such thing as Christian yoga. You letting these spirits get into you. You letting all of that stuff happen when you get caught up in this. But because we don't know the spiritual world, we have not studied the spiritual world, we think that it's nothing. That's the same, like I said, it's the same thing as voodoo. I went to, when I was studying for my theological degree, I had to go to do a report on a world religion. I chose Hinduism, the worship of Krishna. So I went there and saw everything that was going on. And what happens is they do the same thing. They get this music, and sometimes your body will go out of your rhythm and you'll be moving with that music. I had to catch myself a couple of times. It is very dangerous when you um, go visit. You can't play with religion. Like you can't be this one day and that the next day because you are putting spirits on you. Because that's what religion is. It's calling down some spirits. Christianity, we're calling down the Lord, the God, the creator, the number one. But there's so many people that try to imitate that because people want to be worshipped. So they call themselves goddesses. Okay. Same thing with a lot of these entertainers. They're our idol. Our cards are our idol. Sometimes God is even an idol to where we have an image of who he is and we think that everything we do is okay because we've created an idol and we don't know nothing about him or what the word says. Some people don't even know the difference between a God and a Jesus when the Bible in First John said he was fully man and he was fully God. God came in the flesh. He made the word flesh. So what does that tell you? He is God. But that's another big thing. But when someone argue about that, just go to John 1. They said he's fully God and fully man, whatever they saying. But the next thing that I want to talk about is how we treat each other and how we're so biased. And Christians do this all the time. They're such great people, but they can judge somebody really fast and don't understand that we're all in the same boat. It's all about deliverance. When you talk about homosexuals, the Bible says fornicators, adulterers, whoremongers, people that are puffed up with pride, they all going. They're all not entering the kingdom of heaven. But if somebody is in that condition, so what? They can get delivered. It's not a permanent condition. They can get delivered. So we can't segregate the homosexuals from the heterosexuals because if you're not married between a man and a woman, you're not going to make it either way. But what we need to attack is not the people, but the spirit that's behind it. You see, the Bible, it says in Ephesians 6, verse 12, it says that we fight not with flesh and blood, but against principalities, wicked evil spirits of darkness. So behind what we're fighting over, like we're fighting over, they don't want gays, they don't want abortion, they don't want this and that. It's not that that we need to be fighting. We need to be fighting that spirit that is causing that. You know what I'm saying? We have control over what we watch on TV, what we listen to, what we wear, what atmosphere we're in, who we're inviting in our house, and who we're creating soul ties with. When we talk to a person on the phone until we go to sleep, don't you know you creating a soul tie? And sometimes this man told me, he said, I'm gonna tie you up. He didn't know I knew what a soul tie was. He was telling me all these great things, how much a wonderful woman. He wasn't gonna let me slip through. He was trying to puff my head up. But see, he had me as an idol. He didn't like me. He just like how I get down. So so the thing is that we need to fight after the spirit and not the people, because we all need to be delivered from something. No one's greater than the other. So I'm just going to really just end it at that. But my main point that I want to get across is that revelation of that dream is how sin looks so good and how they dress it up so good just to get us in there. And once we get in there, we're stuck. Now we got to eat that type of fruit until we get delivered. And sometimes deliverance is hard. You might get delivered from the spirit of lust because you were promiscuous, but you were so promiscuous that you had sex with the same sex. And now you got to deal with not not having sex, but now you like a variety of things. I mean, it becomes a heart condition. What you watch, it says cast down imaginations. What you watch, what you imagine, those images goes into your heart. And see what deliverance is, it's trying to do a change in your heart, like a surgery. So I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way and say, oh, you're talking about me. I talk to a lot of people and I see a lot of things, but sometimes I just can't really tell you without offending you, just like now. But you got to understand, it's not about you, it's about everybody. You know what I'm saying? To think that you're that important means that you might be a narcissist and you need even more of me to talk to you. But this is about everybody. We all have some type of issues or something that we're dealing with. And that's what's up. And that's about all I have to say.